Hello ladies and gentlemen, my name is Hyper Flash and welcome to something sort of different today. I'm going to be basically reviewing and analyzing the MLP Season 4 finale. And yes, I know it's already over, but I just felt like I wanted to express my opinions on this subject, and so let's get started. First off, the premise is basically we're starting back in the Crystal Empire, and we see this Spike statue again. And basically, Twilight's basically wondering about her worth in Equestria. And I think this is pretty good. I mean, we've seen the last episodes how she's barely treated like a princess, and that's always sort of bothered me. I mean, it didn't really get to me, but it bothered me a little bit. And so she goes there, and she ends up just literally unfurling a banner and smiling away and waving. Which sort of reminds me of that, if you ever seen that movie Madagascar, the Penguin TV show from Nickelodeon, and they're like, smile and wave, boys, just smile and wave. Yeah, it reminds me of that. And so, basically, then there's this amazing song, I personally think it's one of my favorites. It's not my personal favorite, that actually comes later on in this episode, and it's my favorite song of the series, but this one, is basically all the princesses assuring Twilight that she has worth. And so that ends up everything cool there. And then we go to this dark alley. And this is where we meet the villain, Tirek. Oh my gosh, Tirek. Tirek was, and personally, one of my favorite villains. Not as good as Discord. Discord will always be my favorite villain, but he is a very close second. I just love his line, I am Lord Tirek. Yeah, and so he has the power to suck magic out of unicorns, at least that's what we think so far. And so they summon Twilight, and it turns out that they're actually not going to be sending her, like you would think, to capture Tirek. They are sending Discord, which I think is awesome, because Discord, John Delancey, is an amazing voice actor for Discord. Absolutely love the guy. And so Discord pops up, and he starts sort of rubbing in Twilight's face that he is the one that was chosen. And let me just say this right now, Discord is best Alicorn Princess. In fact, that's how the episode ends. Discord gets turned to an Alicorn Princess. Best ending ever. Okay, I'm just kidding on that, Mark, but he did have some really funny moments, and then he goes to the box and reminds Twilight that she has not yet opened the box. Now, the box, that has been a big mystery all season, if you haven't been watching. I personally think I figured it out a while back, because of the rainbow eyes and everything, but yeah, we'll get to that later. And so, there are a few controversies in this episode, I'm going to get to that in a couple minutes, and then Twilight goes to the Castle of the Two Sisters, and they start, reading, trying to find a way to get her key, and she's reading through the journal, and this is the most tedious part of the episode, in my opinion, just because of all the flashbacks, and see how they got their keys. Because, but I realized they had to do this because it is intended for a much younger audience than, my age and above. So, they explained what they were, and, or how they got them. And then Twilight realizes she hasn't got hers yet, and that makes her sort of sad. So, they all go down to the, element tree. I forgot his name. The Tree of Harmony, yeah. And Pinky throws Boneless at a box, and she kills Boneless and turns him into a key. Yes, I believe that she killed Boneless. Or actually, I disagree, because in the Rainbow Rocks, one of the trailers, in Flim Flams, you can see Boneless in the background, so maybe when they got turned into keys, they all got transported into another dimension. I don't know, that's a headcanon for another day. Oh well, and like I said, she realizes she's the only one who hasn't gotten her key. And so, then we go to the alley, and you see Tirek once again sucking up more magic, and he goes up to this one unicorn. It turns out to be Discord in disguise. He's like, Discord's just like, Tirek, I presume. And they have a good talking to, and here is one of the biggest controversies of the whole episode. Tirek convinces Discord to betray his friends, his quote-unquote friends. I am actually gonna go out and say it. I was fully on Discord's side in this. well, not, I mean, I know he was a bad guy and that he would have lost, but I believe he had a just reason for doing this. Let's think back to see further back in the seasons. In fact, let's think back to when he was reformed. Did any of them but Fluttershy ever really like Discord? No. And I think Discord realized this. I mean, the only thing that is stopping him right now from destroying Equestria is his so-called friendship. But who's the only friend he actually has? Fluttershy. So I think he's completely just and made a rational decision when he decided to betray them. Because seriously, what has he got to lose? He basically has no friendship but Fluttershy. And I also have another theory about this, but I'll get to that later. So anyway, Tyrek convinces Discord that freedom, because he believes that friendship is a new form of imprisonment for Discord, and that freedom is the most important thing. And so he joins up with Tyrek. And so Twilight gets summoned, and it turns out that Tyrek can not only consume unicorn magic, he can consume Pegasi and Earth Pony powers. So Pegasi can't fly, and Earth Ponies can't use their strength, and unicorns cannot use their magic whatsoever. And yeah, so that happens, and they summon Twilight, and they realize, like, we can't do anything to stop him. Because I want you to put yourself as a pony. And there's this thing out there that can instantly consume you, consume your powers, and now a basic god, Discord, has joined by his side. There really is nothing you can do. And now, he has grown powerful enough to consume alicorn magic. And so, the princess decides, since he may not know that Twilight exists, that they would transfer all their powers into Twilight, which is, I find, a pretty smart decision. For a situation, at least. And so they do that, and Twilight heads back to Ponyville, and I forgot to tell you that all the princesses lose their cutie marks for getting up their powers, which I'm okay with. I mean, they get them back, so whatever. But, yeah, and she's obviously having trouble controlling it. There's this fun scene where she has to raise a son, and then the next day it's this sort of cool seeing her trying to master her powers. She's really fast now. She has like 4 combined alicorn wing power and 4 combined alicorn magic. And then you see Discord and Tyrek basically like hanging out in, well, not hanging out, but are messing around in the palace. Well, at least Discord is. And Tyrek sees the picture of Princess Twilight, and also he gives Discord this amulet that was given to him by someone close to him. You find out later that this Scorpion, his brother, who betrayed him and originally got him locked in Tartarus. Oh, I forgot to mention that too. Back a while, there's this backstory where it was talking about how Tyrek got locked in Tartarus for wanting to do basically the same thing that he's doing now, and he escaped when Cerberus left his post. And I thought that was really cool that they brought that back into play. How many seasons ago was that? I don't even remember. Oh well, and so he gives him this amulet saying it is a token of his friendship and gratitude towards Discord. And I actually did not figure out this was the key until the very end of the episode. I mean, I know a lot of people will be like, oh, you didn't see that coming? No, I did not see that coming at all. So, yeah. Anyway, with all that going on, Twilight is just sort of hanging out in the library, and Discord shows up while Twilight is going to the castle of the 2 sisters. And he's like, and Fluttershy's all excited to see him, like, and see, this is another thing. No one was excited to see him but Fluttershy. In fact, they're sort of making rude remarks about him before he got there. And that also confirms that no one was friends with him but Fluttershy. And so he traps them all, and Tyrek consumes their power. And yeah, I'm sure for a little kid, this must have been the scariest part, because all the main characters just got everything taken away from them. And yeah, so that all happens, and then Tyrek betrays Discord and consumes his magic. And now we get to the fight scene with Twilight and Tirek. Oh my god, the fight scene. It was amazing. I'm not going to talk about too long because it was just, you have to see it for yourself to really get a feel for it, but it was amazing. And now I get to talk about the other controversy of this episode, the destruction of Twilight's library. I personally thought this needed to happen. I mean, the thing is called Twilight's Kingdom. I'm not going to tell you what happens right now at the very end, but it needed to happen for Twilight's Kingdom to show up, sort of, so to speak. I mean, and so, no one died, and it added a little bit more realism, because would Ponyville really go unscathed? I personally thought it was going to be destroyed completely by this mad fight, and eventually they're at an impasse, as Discord puts it, where neither of them can win, so he offers a trade, the friends for freedom. And this is when Twilight has her moment of realization, the rainbow eyes thing, and she trades her all Yowlicorn magic in Equestria to save her friends, including Discord. And this is the only point where I think she truly, and the rest of the cast, becomes friends with Discord. And I like that. And then Discord gives her the amulet. And that's when I realized it was the key. And they went down there, and they, put in the last key, and here we go. This is the part of the episode I personally did not like. If you did like it, that is personally fine. Rainbow power. What was in the box the whole season? I had a feeling, I was hoping it wouldn't be, but rainbow power. I hated the designs of rainbow power. It looked cheesy, but you know what? At least it wasn't permanent. I can live with, a minute, 5, I can live with that on screen as long as it's not permanent. If they made it permanent, I would be extremely pissed, but they didn't, so I'm okay with it. And they basically had the elements of harmony again. Well, not really, but Rainbow Power basically did the same thing. And here is something I've been wondering for a while, speaking of the elements of harmony. This is sort of going back to episode 1. But what exactly did the elements of harmony do? They banished Luna to the moon, yeah. And then they reformed Luna? Well, Nightmare Moon? So why couldn't Celestia do that originally? That's my question. And then they turned Discord to stone. So you think it would only do one thing. No, it does like random. I don't know if it's like a Wheel of Fortune thing, or I don't know. But that's always sort of bothered me. Maybe I'll make a headcanon thing about that later. Or, this thing where I go into further detail about it. But back to the episode. And so they defeat Tirek, he's back in Cerberus, or Tartarus, and they all, restore magic to Equestria. And then they head back, well, sort of teleport back. The Alicorns get their magic back, and I assume Discord got his magic back. Yeah, he did. And then the box flies up and makes, surprise, a kingdom, Twilight's Kingdom. And inside there are thrones for each of the main cast, including Spike, which I thought was sweet. Spike is always getting beat up on, so I thought it was nice that they gave him a throne. And they get to rule together. I like this concept a lot. Instead of just Twilight ruling by herself, since she is the princess of friendship, I think it's awesome that she's ruling alongside with her friends. And then we get my personal favorite song of the entire show, Let the Rainbow Remind You. There are so many cameos in this song, and just the song was really, really catchy and good. It's been stuck in my head ever since I listened to it, and it was absolutely amazing. But, final thing I have to say, that little wink Discord did at the end. Remember how I said near the beginning that I believe that Discord had every right to do that? Well, I also have another theory on that subject after seeing this. I believe it is possible that Celestia and Discord did this together. I mean, he gave her the flowers and he gave her that little wink like everything went according to plan. Right, Celestia? Or it just means that, this Celestia is canon. I don't know. But I feel like they were working together to sort of make this come together. I don't know. I don't know. You can believe what you choose to believe. This is just my opinions. Anyway, I am Hyper Flash, and I will see you next time.